Welcome to a CH2 replay cast on Port of Hamburg 4v4. Oh god, 4v4. It's been a while since I've seen you, old friend. So it's gonna be sent in by Fives playing as OKW. His allies are gonna be Mucho Bandido here as OKW. M4 cross 4 R4 cross 4 S slash Oli. I hope you die. Like, this name is just like, what? He's gonna go 2 MGs, which is bad. Well, not on 4v4s, but yeah. And Anal Destroyer, K, as OKW as well. So free OKW 1 Wehrmacht. Pussycat as British. Deep Searcher, which sounds very, very dirty, as British as well. Soviets Nasty Business, and another Soviets 6 Azusa? Bazusa? I don't know. Weird people. Gonna go Maxim Spam. So, like, the weird names are gonna go MG Spam, which is bad. Of course, 4v4 is the realm of the MG Spam, so you shouldn't be surprised. We're gonna have a bit of early engagements as my PC lags a whole bunch because of this stupid Company of Heroes that doesn't want to be optimized. So Pioneers and Storm Pioneers will force back the infantry sections which could not build the sandbags in time. So it looks like the stupidity will continue by these Storm Pioneers, who will be able to force back the infantry sections from Deep Searcher, as well as the Kubawagen. Kubawagen should be starting to cap this munitions point or being sent over here. This is pretty good Kubawagen territory. Port of Hamburg, what is there to say about this? As the Storm Pioneers get suppressed at the last second by the MG, the 2 MGs are gonna butt buddy it up and protect each other nicely using teamwork over here from the British. On the other side, Fives is going to force back the Maxim Spammer. And also we have the Maxim Spammer being paired up with a Sniper Spammer, so I should definitely feel bad for Fives right now. He is going to face some of the most annoying tactics put together that Company of Heroes can offer. Definitely that the Soviets can offer. So, okay, Port of Hamburg. Map is pretty open. There's a couple of kind of laney areas on the right side and the left side over here with the bridge. Pretty easy to lock down pretty much the entire map with MGs. So that's why the MGs are not too bad of an idea on this map. Fives is gonna go for 4 Volksgrenadiers, which is good considering he's all alone up here and all of his allies did go for the left. We have Anal Destroyer going for Storm Pioneer spam with Fortification Doctrine, so we already know that this guy is gonna go for stupidity. Kubawagen and Volksgrenadiers for Mucho Bandido, who went for pretty early SWS supply half track. Probably gonna go for a medical supply half track over here, which would be a pretty good idea. Actually, no, he's gonna go in the base. Going in the base with your battle group headquarters is a pretty bad idea in team games, in my opinion. Brand Carrier is going to be surrounded by the group rape Storm Pioneers. Definitely should call the police for that one. So MG spam from the British players. Definitely a lot of Vickers on the field right now on the left, which is going to work out pretty well considering the Germans are focusing pretty heavy on the left. Looks like Mr. Crosses over here did go for a mortar, which is a very, 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 very good idea. He needs a mortar right now to counter the British machine guns. Infantry sections are going to be able to force back the Storm Pio Horde that killed the 4-4 Brand Carrier. A couple mines are going to go down. This Storm Pio squad is likely to go down because it's not being retreated. I do not know what it is doing, and it will be pretty much executed on retreat. And the computer, god damn it, it's choppy as hell. Sorry if you can see it in the video, but right now my PC does not like this map at all. Even at low settings, it's just terrible. So, Fives did go for a pretty late truck, in my opinion. He could have gotten it a little bit earlier. As you can see, he's floating 80 fuel. Considering the fuel that he is floating, a flak half track or a Lux would be a pretty good idea, depending on what truck he decides to go. Right now, if I was him, I would go for a battle group headquarters. Maybe not right here, but definitely at least right here. though possibly right here as well, just so if he has to fight in the middle, the retreat point will still be pretty good for him. So the Maxim spam and the Sniper spam is definitely chasing him back. Mr. Nasty Business did decide to go for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 to get a mortar. I mean, getting a mortar out is a good idea right now, but in my opinion, he should have definitely told his ally, Bazuza or Six Azusa, wherever the fuck his name is. He should have definitely told him to get a mortar as well, because I mean, he's got 4 Maxims and he doesn't need all of them. And he should have definitely gone for a Tier 3 instead of both Tier 1 and Tier 2. Especially considering that he does have a 120mm mortar bulletin and he's going for a Soviet Shock Army. Soviet Shock Army, of course, is the doctrine that has both 120mm and shock troops, so definitely a lot of manpower heavy in this doctrine. So going for snipers, maxims, and mortars is perhaps not the best idea. Choppy game 101. Gonna go for an AT gun earlier. I actually agree with this, though probably Mr. Azusa should have gone for an AT gun, like I said. And Nasty Business should have gone for an early Tier 3 to get a T70. Talking about doctrine selections right now, before I need to talk about that, the Germans have pushed up in the center and they have managed to take this strategic building, and they did manage to decrew one of the MGs and also take the fuel. So definitely some good successes on the left due to the fact that there's 3 German players on the left, as opposed to only two allies. The Volksrangers will be forced back by the infantry sections. They should have gone for the MG when they had the chance, but they weren't able to, and now they will probably lose the victors to the infantry sections. Shock troops gonna come in from Nasty Business. Shock troops, not too great on this map, but shock troops are always good. So yeah, Maxim in the house gonna repulse pretty much all of the infantry from the OKV. OKV going for Lux, so this should be pretty decent. Unfortunately for him, Nasty Business did anticipate this coming, and he did go for an AT gun, and he's also planting some mines. So definitely really good play from Nasty Business, making sure that his side is secure from any kind of surprise vehicle coming up. Anal Destroyer, as I feared, is going for some early on defenses. He did also go for a Lux, which is a good idea because on the left side, the British players have not been as prudent and, I don't know, predictive as the Soviets on the right, and they haven't prepared any kind of anti-tank defenses. So this Lux is definitely going to rampage through a lot of the British infantry. He's only got 1 squad of Piats, and I think his ally doesn't really have any AT, so yeah, except yeah, no, these are German mines. So there's also no mines. Lux is going to decrew this Vickers machine gun, and is also going to pretty much go deep and be pretty much uncontested from the British, and will probably deal heavy damage to all these British forces on the left side. VP situation is pretty even, but Germans are in a pretty advantageous position just because of the fact that they were able to... Oh, nice mine! Nice mine wipes out the sappers. Need water. That's good. Anyway, Lux is going to be able to take out... Oh! Nice mine, taking the infantry squad down to 1 man, and the 1 infantry guy will run into an MG and be forced to retreat. The Lux should actually be waiting here for this guy to retreat and take him out, but he wasn't able to. Piats will force it back. Not before I think the Lux manages to take out the mortar pit. The brace structure came in way too late, and now the 2 Piats, I don't think they will be able to take out the Lux if the Lux manages to retreat. Definitely good control of the Lux from Anal Destroyer. He was able to deal heavy damage to the British on the left side and pretty much secure the left side completely. So on the right side, the Lux did take 1 AT gun shot, it seems, and he will take another AT gun shot. Main gun destroyed. Almost taking it down with the AT gun, so that's definitely good play from the Soviets. Fortunately for them, they are being flanked by Mucho Bandido over here in the center, who is going for a pretty deep push into the enemy lines. He did decrew one Maxim, and he should recrew it. I don't know why he's not doing it. He also got one Vickers, so definitely he's working on his Bandido skills, I guess, which is a bad joke. Nice flanking from the Sturmpiles and the Volksgrenadiers. It will definitely give something to think about for these Soviet players that are very focused on fives right now. Maxim and shock troops will likely be able to repel the Sturmpiles along with an Su-76. So this is definitely good for nasty business. So far, he's definitely been the better player of all of them for the Allies. The Su-76 is going to be very, very useful against the Lukes. Lukes on the left side, going to pretty much destroy all the British forces. A couple of Piats are coming in, but I don't think they will be able to. They will be able to take it out, and they will only be able to force it back. And there's a couple of Storm Pioneers ready to pretty much repair. Anal Destroyer did lose one Sturmpile squad, so that's pretty bad for him. But he does have plenty of units, so no big problem for him. Wehrmacht player going for a bunker as well as a flak emplacement from Anal Destroyer. So even if the Allies try to sneak something into the left to try and cap, it is pretty well protected, as well as the center protected by a flak and the OKV bunker that's going to come up and probably be a MG upgrade. Looks like some British artillery is falling down on the bridge. Really no reason to put down the artillery there. I don't know why. It's actually hitting his own French. On the right side, we have a gigantic, looks like a triple team coming in with the yellow British player, Deep Searcher. Looks like after losing the left side, he will completely switch around to the right side. He did go for a 6-pounder anti-tank gun, which is a good idea to counter the early Lukes. Right now, the Germans are in a pretty commanding situation. What they need to be doing right now is stop turtling on the left and start pretty much supporting fives on the right side with a couple of nice flanks, like Bandido was doing earlier. So Azusa definitely doing a good thing here, sending the Lukes to the left side. His allies do need some help against this Lukes. So Su-76 and 6-pounder will be able to take out the Lukes, giving the allies a little bit of a breather on the left side. On the right side, this Su-76 is taking heavy damage from I don't know what, probably some Treks. These Pioneers, not Pioneers, Engineers should be repairing it. Azusa is floating a crap load of manpower, which he should definitely do something about. He hasn't chosen a doctrine. He's got Shock Army, Lend-Lease, and Shock Rifle, all pretty good doctrines. For the Allies, we also have Special Weapons Regiment from Deep Searcher, as this Lukes is being forced back by the Su-76. We have Special Weapons Regiment and Vanguard Operations Regiment, both really good commanders for both 1v1 and team games for the British, so definitely never a bad choice on both of them. Fives' Lukes is going to be forced back by the Su-76. Su-76 looks like it's not going to be able to chase it down, and the Schwer Panzer headquarters is actually spotted by these infantry sections, which should go into heavy cover. If they did go into heavy cover, they would be able to take it out pretty easily, but they are able to take it out pretty easily just because of the sheer weight of numbers that are coming in. Nice abandoning the Su-76 from the Shrek blob. So definitely Mucho Bandido doing a pretty good thing right now in supporting fives with the blob. And Azusa gonna drop from the game, so yeah, that's pretty bad for the Allies. He was the worst player of them all for now, but still, it's pretty bad. Vickers machine gun gonna be able to wipe out one German infantry squad, but it is going to be wiped. Bet-2 machine gun completely destroyed by the Volksblob. Incendiary grenade definitely proving its worth, and he should be able to recruit the MG as soon as possible. As my game does not like this entire blob fight, Su-76 barrage, it's missing a little bit. Yeah, it's being targeted in a pretty bad place. Pussycat is going to drop, so that's the other Brit player on the left side. That's pretty bad for the Allies. Right now, they do need to finish off the Germans. They had been doing pretty well, but then they had a little bit of a bad time on the left, and definitely that caused a lot of things to snowball against them. Even though they're doing pretty well against fives, really, the problem is that right now with two AIs, they can't do much, and also Deep Searcher is really floating too many resources, too much manpower, too much fuel, too much munitions, too many munitions. That's definitely very bad to float this much. So, I do not know what happened to the support gun, but it was taken out by, looks like the sniper and all of the allied infantry on the left side, or right side. So, Lux is gonna be able to deal some heavy damage to this infantry push and force them completely out of the field. Stuka coming in from Anno Destroyer. It is going to probably miss and hit his own ally. I'm sorry, that's just too funny. It hits completely only the Grenadier blob and completely misses the allied infantry. So good fought, but really bad execution. The allied AT blob is trying to take out the Mech HQ, but it is not going to be able to. Well, I say that, but it might actually be able to. Because Fives isn't really doing much to prevent it. The Lux has been sitting around really full HP, not really doing much. Flak coming in. M17 from the AI is going to deal some heavy damage to the Stuka, but the Flak emplacement and the Shrek Blob are going to be able to pretty much force it back. Suppression coming in to save it at the last time from the 4 quad guns, but this other infantry force is probably going to take it out. And here comes the mercy killing. So second Schwer coming up from Fives. The first placement of Schwer was not too great. It was well hidden, but not well hidden enough with how he was being pushed. He should have definitely placed it a little bit here. So Panzer II looks gonna take out a Guards Assault Squad from the AI, so really no big thing. On the left side, AIs are being pushed back by Cross Guy. Of course, Cross Guy is also being pretty much massacred by the AIs. Who did manage to get a good grenade, wiping a couple squads. Finally able to destroy this very annoying Flak. Of course, Deep Searcher is going to come in with his infantry force and force them back completely. Deep Searcher is not going to be able to push into this heavily fortified area, though. Really nothing he can do right now. He should try to get the center. Possibly an attack over here a little bit earlier would have been a good idea, but now there's also a Schwer there, so really there's nothing the allies can do. Luke's living by luck, honestly. This AT gun, had it been a little bit more like quick on the shot when it was revealed over here, it wouldn't be able to take 2 shots at the Panzer II. And also this AT gun, it cannot see it because of the fog of war, but it's really lucky that it cannot see it because this Lux should actually be retreated as soon as possible. Actually, the AT gun is on target ground because he thought that, I don't know, the Lux was going to come there for some reason. So that's why the Lux lives. Up to Vet 2. It could have been up to Vet 3 right now had it been used a little bit more aggressively. Snipers from Nasty Business being used very recklessly right now. Definitely not being microed. Nasty Business is the only allied player right now that, in my opinion, played a little bit in a worthy way, honestly. All the other players played pretty badly. And were probably more detrimental to their team than their success. Deep Searcher has pretty good infantry preservation, and he does have a pretty good force and also a Churchill, which is backing into the fight. So definitely he's the better of the bunch, along with Nasty Business. Nasty Business is being forced into like a workhorse role, as the Stuka is going to deal probably heavy damage. It wasn't very well aimed, but it is able to kill a couple squads. Again, Nasty Business was doing fairly well early on, but he's being forced into carrying his allies, so he cannot use his fuel because he has to spend all his manpower on infantry, because his allies are very low on infantry. I don't know why a Pack 43 is being built on the left side, and this is pretty much over, honestly. There's really nothing the allies can do right now. With 2 AIs, they're gonna have to be facing King Tiger soon, and lots of fortifications, so really there's nothing they can do. Looks like an airstrike from the Soviets is being called in, trying to force back some of the Wehrmacht infantry from Cross Guy. The AI manages to get a Cromwell and a Centaur earlier than some of the other allies for some reason. So definitely tells you something when the AI is doing better than some players. And again, I do not know why this Churchill is backing into the fight right here. It really doesn't make any sense. Panzer IV J, pretty bad shape. Should probably retreat. T-34-76 from the AI is going to be not very useful, along with a Panzerwerfer from Cross Guy. I mean, Cross Guy hasn't been playing too well, but also he hasn't been playing too badly. Definitely agree with the choice of Panzerwerfers, which in team games are superior to Stukas in my opinion. As much as Stukas are pretty good. So on the right side, the Allies have been having some decent success, but that's mostly because they are all focusing there and leaving the entirety of the left side of the map and the center to the Germans. Centaur is going to come in and probably be forced back by the Pack 43/Shreks that are coming. Centaur are going to be forced back by the Shreks. Same time, the Churchill on the right side is pushing pretty heavily and wisely backing off as the Germans were sending more stuff to intercept. Looks like a pretty big Stuka strike was able to deal some heavy damage to the Allied infantry here, though a demo charge looks like was able to wipe a couple of German infantry with Panzerschrecks, no less. So 3 Panzerschrecks for the Allies. Definitely lots of support weapons that should be recruited by all the sides. Poor AI. Can't really do much. Panzer IV and folks from Mucho Bandito gonna try to do some flanking maneuvers, so that's good. Along with a Stug from Cross's guy. Nice Stuka strike along with the Lukes. So this is a pretty good push from the Germans. They are gonna be able to combine, make a combined push and smash whatever Allies forces are here. Nice flanking from the Fallschirmjägers. Definitely good use of the Fallschirmjägers with flanks. I do not know why he retreated from that. It's only like it's like what? Zeroing artillery. So just walking out of it would have been necessary enough. Yeah, right now the Allies cannot do much except just focus on one side, which is not going to win the game really by any stretch. So yeah. 2 Churchills from Deep Searcher, so that's definitely good. He needs to get some command points for the Crocodile, so really no biggie. Yak Panzer is a good choice right now. it's always a pretty good choice in pretty much every game as OKW, in my opinion. As you can see, it's very effective against, especially British tanks. It's very effective against British tanks compared to like some of the other German options. Simply because of how cheap it is and how effective it is against armor. Sherman Firefly is going to be pushed back. I mean, it's only an AI Sherman Firefly. Looks like the British Blob was forced back by the Stuka. Yeah, almost completely forced back. Oh, nice mine. Nice mine taking out an entire Volkswagen here. Plane crashing. So this one Stuka up to 48 kills is definitely good. Good investment from Anal Destroyer, which is still the most stupid name ever. Finally a Panther out of Mucho Bandido. He did go for 2 P4s, which did work out for him, even though, in my opinion, it's not that good of an idea. Only 1 P4 would have been good enough. At the same time, I do not know why the Yak Panzer is being used so defensively. I mean, of course, right now it should be running away because of all the Piats, but when the Cromwell was around, they should have shot the Cromwell a lot more. Stukas are going to come in, deal heavy damage to the Allied push, along with the Shreks. Shrek's going to be able to deal some pretty good damage to the Su-85. GG going to come down. DPs are almost down for the Allies. They were almost completely bled from an entire game of 2-1 DP pressure and nasty business surrenders. Honestly, what the Allies could have done better is have teammates that didn't suck and drop, and what the Germans could have done better is definitely use better their like late game slash their early late game advantage. What I mean by that is that they were able to secure a lot of resource control, so they were able to get late game units out early, but they kind of screwed up. Fives did get his Jagdpanzer a little late. As you can see, he's floating a crap load. He's probably going for a King Tiger, which is a good idea. And again, Mucho Bandido going for 1 P4 too many, but it did work out for him. And again, Anal Destroyer and Mr. Crosses over here did go for pretty much the same thing, going for lots of defenses. Yeah, pretty much going for lots of defenses and defensive play and the artillery, which it could have worked well if only one guy was doing it. I think 2 guys was overkill. Definitely the Stuka performed very well. Possibly won the left side. And no, actually no, it won the center really. The left side was won by the early looks, so that's definitely good. The British players should have definitely looked into getting AT a bit earlier. They were caught completely unprepared by the Lux rush, even though it wasn't even that much of a rush. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, some extra artillery from the Allies would have been very good for the left side. If all these defenses were taken out by some heavy Allied artillery, it would have been a pretty big waste of resources for the Axis. And the Allies being able to take control of the center and left would have definitely helped them very much in this game. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Don't play like these guys. See you soon.